Kamastatropa, and thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. Here are the latest NBA updates on the NBA playoffs bracket standings as of today, April 18th, 2025, and the NBA playoffs game number 1 full game schedule starting April 20th, and our fearless NBA prediction on which teams will win in the first round NBA playoffs series.
Updated 2025 NBA playoffs. Picture standings as of today, April 18th. In the NBA Eastern Conference, the NBA East top-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers still awaits their NBA playoffs first-round opponent, as 2 remaining teams are still playing for the right to become the 8th and final seeded team, the Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat, who are scheduled to play a knockout match to officially become the NBA Eastern Conference 8th seeded team. The 2nd-seeded Boston Celtics will be up against the 7th-seeded Orlando Magic in the NBA Eastern Conference first-round best-of-7 playoff series, which will start on April 20th. The lower-seeded Orlando Magic have won their regular season series versus the Boston Celtics this season, 2-1. For our prediction, the Boston Celtics will win this series in just 5 games. Meanwhile, the Eastern Conference 3rd-seeded team, the New York Knicks, will be facing one of the team that really surprised everyone this season, the Detroit Pistons, in the first round of their NBA Eastern Conference playoff best-of-7 series, which will also start on April 20th. Interestingly, the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons played 4 times this season, and the Detroit Pistons have won 3 of those 4 games. For our prediction, the more experienced New York Knicks team will win this series in 6 games, and for the final pair in the NBA Eastern Conference playoffs bracket, the East 4th-seeded Indiana Pacers will be up against a solid Milwaukee Bucks team in the first round of their best-of-7 NBA playoff series, which will also start on April 20th. The Indiana Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks have played 4 regular season games this 2025 season, and the Milwaukee Bucks have won 3 out of that 4 games. For our prediction, the Milwaukee Bucks will win the series versus the Indiana Pacers in 7 games. And in the Western Conference, the West and the NBA 2024-2025 season overall top-seeded team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, still awaits their first-round opponents, as 2 remaining teams will fight for that 8th and final slot, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Dallas Mavericks, who are scheduled to play a win-or-go-home match for the right to become the NBA Western Conference 8th-seeded team. The 2nd-seeded defensive specialist Houston Rockets will be playing against the Golden State Warriors in the first round of the Western Conference best-of-7 series, which will also start on April 20th. The Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors played 4 games against each other this season, and they are tied with 2 victories each. The Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors have played 4 playoff series against each other, and all 4 of them were won by the Golden State Warriors. For our prediction, this is a tough one and probably most of you won't agree with us, but we personally think that the Houston Rockets has the tools to beat the Golden State Warriors, and the Houston Rockets will pull this one off in 7 games. Meanwhile, the Western Conference 3rd-seeded team, the dynamic duo of LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and the rest of the very strong Los Angeles Lakers, will be facing Anthony Edwards and the rest of the unpredictable Minnesota Timberwolves in their best-of-7 NBA playoffs first-round series that will also start on April 20th. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves have played against each other this season 4 times, and both teams won 2 games apiece. For our prediction, the Los Angeles Lakers will win this series in 6 games. And for the final pair in the NBA Western Conference playoff bracket standings, the 4th-seeded Nikola Jokic and the rest of the Denver Nuggets will be battling versus the duo of James Harden and Kawhi Leonard and the rest of the very strong Los Angeles Clippers squad in their best-of-7 first-round series that will also start on April. The Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers have also played 4 times against each other this season, and they also split their season series, taking 2 victories each. For our prediction, the Los Angeles Clippers will win this series against the Nuggets in 6 games.
Now let's have a quick look at the last play date of the NBA play-in games, the win-or-go-home matches that will finally complete the NBA playoffs casts. Here are the full next NBA games schedule of the do-or-die game, tomorrow, April 19th.
NBA games schedule for tomorrow. The win-or-go-home NBA games for April 19th, 2025. The do-or-die games. The NBA games that matters tomorrow will have the Atlanta Hawks playing at home versus the Miami Heat in a win-or-go-home match for the right to claim the NBA Eastern Conference 8th seed. The winner of the Atlanta versus Miami game will officially advance into the NBA playoffs first round and will be facing the NBA East top-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers in a best-of-7 series. Tip-off for the Miami Heat versus Atlanta Hawks deciding game will be at 7 in the morning at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. And for the second and final NBA game scheduled for tomorrow, the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies will also play a knockout game for the right to officially become the NBA Western Conference 8th-seeded team. The winner of the Dallas versus Memphis game will officially advance into the NBA playoffs first round and will be facing the NBA West and number 1 overall seeded team Oklahoma City Thunder in a best-of-7 showdown. Tip-off for the Dallas Mavericks versus the Memphis Grizzlies deciding game will be at 9:30 in the morning at the FedEx Forum Arena in Memphis, Tennessee. Who do you think will win the do-or-die game tomorrow, guys? My prediction is the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat will advance into the next round as the 8th-seeded teams. The official NBA 2025 playoff schedule will start on April 20th, and here is the NBA first-round game number 1 schedule. In the first of 4 NBA games scheduled on April 20th, the game number 1 of the NBA playoffs first-round series between the Eastern Conference 4th-seeded Indiana Pacers versus the 5th-seeded Milwaukee Bucks will be played at a very early 1 in the morning. The Indiana Pacers will have home court advantage, and game number 1 will be played at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. In the second game, the Western Conference 4th-seeded Denver Nuggets will be hosting the 5th-seeded Los Angeles Clippers in game number 1 of their best-of-7 NBA West series. Tip-off will be at 3:30 in the morning, as the Denver Nuggets will have home court advantage and game number 1 will be played at the Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. In the third game, the Eastern Conference 3rd-seeded New York Knicks will play versus the Detroit Pistons in game number 1 of their best-of-7 first-round series. Tip-off for the Knicks versus Pistons game will be at 6 in the morning. The New York Knicks will have the home court advantage in this series, and game number 1 will be played at the historic Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City. And for the 4th and final game scheduled on the official start of the NBA playoffs on April 20th, one of or if not the most anticipated and most watched team in the NBA today, the NBA Western Conference 3rd-seeded Los Angeles Lakers will be up against the 6th-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves in game number 1 of their own best-of-7 NBA playoffs first-round matchup. Tip-off for the Los Angeles Lakers versus Minnesota Timberwolves game will be at 8:30 in the morning. The Los Angeles Lakers will enjoy a home court advantage in this series, and game number 1 will be played at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California.
Thank you for watching, Tropa. If you are new to our channel, please don't forget to give us a like, comment, join our channel membership, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, iForbes Sports, and hit that notification bell icon para updated ka lagi sa PBA and NBA basketball happenings. Araw, araw. Let's play some balls. Peace out.